Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of this program as we look at very beautiful photos, I must say, submitted for the Wiki Loves Earth Nigeria 2019 while we anticipate the announcement of the winners on the 15th of July. My name is Elsie Godwin. I hate to always be the bearer of bad news, but I need to remind you that you can no longer submit as the submission window has closed. But I have two gentlemen in the house who are photographers, and they will be here to help us analyze these images. Wiki Loves Earth competition is a project of Wikimedia Foundation. Joining me on the program is Olusegun Aderogba. He's a prolific documentary and landscape photographer who has been in the creative industry for over 20 years. He's the creative director and CEO at Ceenai Multimedia. He's also a trained preacher and an author. Also joining us is a man who by now needs no introduction on this program. His name is Ayokanmi Oyeyemi. He's currently the head of photography for Wikimedia Nigeria and coordinator of the jury for Wiki Loves Earth Nigeria 2019. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Okay, let me get a bit background on Olusegun. How did being a photographer start for you?
Well, I will say it's inborn. I just like taking pictures. Like you see something beautiful, you quickly want to capture it. And then over the years, I've grown from just from mere capturing to capturing professionally. So it's just been very fun, very interesting. I can never get tired of it.
Have you gone through any form of trainings to?
Very informal training.
Okay.
I take a lot of paid trainings online. A lot of paid trainings online. But in terms of photography school, not exactly. But I do a lot of trainings online. Okay. All right, let's look at the pictures we have for today and see what the professionals in the house has to say about them. The first one is from Head of Heads. That's his name. The description is simple. It says a church building in Osun State. What do you think about this one? Let's start with you, Olusegun.
Well, first and foremost, I'm drawn to the blue skies, but I have a bit of challenge with the composition techniques. Yeah, I really do not think the grass before the church is so important. But the color grading is fantastic. The blue sky is very fantastic, very real. Just a bit of composition challenge for me, but by and large, it's a good image.
Ayo?
Okay, the sky is a yes for me. I love the natural feel of the sky. It's so natural. It doesn't have to be that too much clarity, blue, too natural. But I have a little bit challenge with the framing because the title says the church building, and I know that is the subject, that's the church building. So I would have loved the photographer to actually frame it, to take out that story building out of the frame, just frame it so that we only have the church in the subject and still with the sky, and also looking at the green, fine, at the ground there, it's not so green, we have so many other weeds. So for me, it's still a yes, kind of really, maybe we could have framed it in a little, but for me, the house that is there is just a no-no, should have just framed it out. But overall, I think it's a nice image, it's beautiful.
Okay. The next image is from the same author. His name is Head of Heads again. And the description says landscape image in Osun State, Nigeria.
Okay, first, I think the first thing first as a Wikipedia, not just as a photographer, as a Wikipedia, one of the things photographer needs to take notes when you put pictures on Wikipedia, Wikimedia Commons is that the description. Description is very, very important. The description says here that a land-scale image in Osun State. But what we are seeing here, I think this picture was taken in Ijesha, if I'm not wrong. I think it was taken in Ijesha. So it would have been proper description. Like now, because one of the reasons why we're trying to put pictures here is so that we can have easy description and education to them, so that anybody in any parts of the world can actually see the beauty of some of those things. So if anybody wants a picture of a Ijesha, you might not get this because the description was wrong. So I think that one of the things to note is that make a proper description. It's actually important. So for the picture is actually okay, even though I can't really see where the waterfall is coming from, but I love the way the milk is from, but I'm having a little bit of maybe, I think, oversaturated.
Is that how milky the water from that area usually comes out?
I think this is due to the exposure because the speed. The person had to, make a low speed so that I can actually sing the water like that. It's just to make it a little bit exception so that once anybody is looking at it, you love it rather than just taking a picture of the normal water flowing. It's just to give it kind of something different. But I think it's a little bit saturated to some extent. I'm having some different patches of color on the water. So apart from that, I think it's still a good image.
I like the milky effect. I like the milky effect to the water, though. It makes it very unique. Yes, maybe for me, I think the green is okay because normally when you pop up green like that, it gives it life. But the description for me is a no. That's not a landscape shot actually. More like water from a source. But then I also think it's not bad. It's not bad. But the title for me is not it.
All right, the next image is from Chukwuka Tolulokwe. The description says, okay, Chukwuka Tolulokwe Obu, Third Mainland Bridge view from under bridge, Adeniji Adele, Lagos Island. Olusegun, what do you think?
Wow, this is a very lovely one. I like the blue skies. That's a very beautiful editing. I like the composition. It is fantastic. I like the curves. It is fantastic. I like the reflection of the bridge and I like the dark tones under the bridge because you wouldn't have light up and light down at the same time, and there's no way you could manually have littered that unless you've done some over editing. So it's a yes for me. It's a beautiful image, yes. But now I really don't know why the metal on the bridge is there. I think he would have just taken that out. It would have been a perfect composition, or at the time it was shooting, it would have probably gone a bit closer, then go over the bridge, so you can still maintain the same reflection without taking the. But by and large, it's a beautiful image. I like this, the saltiness of the blue. It's beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, I think Segun has said it all. It's good. You know, this picture actually obeyed some of the composition techniques when it comes to lines, when it comes to texture, when it comes to shapes, when it comes to pattern. It actually obey some of those rules, and so that makes it very exceptional. But also in picture, it's not just about taking pictures. We still need to look at some details. So that's one of the things I tell photographers. We need to pay attention to each picture. Let's go much more in details. So if the photographer actually taking note of that details, he or she would have just tried to take out that ray out. I understand, he's trying to, but he or she would have just gone that extra mile of taking the ray so you can have a complete image. So apart from that ray, I think it's still a lovely image.
All right, the next one is from Wikimedia. The description says beautiful flower in Badagry, Lagos State, Nigeria. Ayo, what do you think?
Okay, as the description says beautiful flower, but also as a Wikipedia, I need to say something about this as well. Beautiful flower, but I think there are thousands or millions of flowers. If I am the photographer, I would have gone the extra mile of actually trying to know what kind of flower is this, what kind of is it, so that you give the description. I don't know, maybe this flower might just be in some part of Nigeria. It might not even be everywhere. But when you give a proper description, it gives a kind of a hedge. Like, okay, this is the kind of flower. This is so type of flower. I think that's one of the first error I feel. There should have been much more specification about the type of flower. So talking about the picture itself, I love the depth of it. I love the way it's able to, you can't just love it. Like when you see the picture, you just okay, wow, this is nice. But also I feel there are some parts that are not, because of the depth of it, that are actually blurry and like, well, I think it's a beautiful image as well.
Olusegun.
Yeah, but it was reading my mind actually. You will have gone an extra length to actually maybe inquire about the flower, something specific that makes the flower more unique than the other kind of flower. Yes, it's got beautiful depth of field, no doubt. The colors are lovely. Maybe a few other tweakings here and there, but by and large, I think it's a good image.
All right, the next one is from Chukwuemeka Tolulokwe Obu. The description says building in Lagos Island.
Okay.
No, I think from everything I've heard from you two, I can say he's not focusing on the image. I mean, I learned very fast. What do you think, Olusegun?
Well, you're right. If you are shooting a building, sometimes you just want to be very minimal with critics to encourage people, but at the same time you also have to be as vast as possible to also help them in their learning process. Now I think the title is wrong. Now if you had titled something like yellow bus yellow buses in front of a building, and find a way to, and that's why being an artist, it's very important to pass English and literature. It's because of this. Honestly, yeah, you can't go very far in art if you're not very good with English and literature.
Yeah.
So you would have been able to title with the people walking past, with the buses, with the house, and the market environment.
Or basically tell a short story.
Tell a short story about it. Yeah, but the whole composition has too many things in it, so you can't really pick, is it this, is it the people, is it the bus, is it the house?
Ayo.
Sorry, quickly, I think I'm much more interested in this image, not just because of the building. Fine, the description is not doing justice. Because of that building is actually a building called the Ilojoba building. That is the only surviving Brazilian building here we have here in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember I was there for a photo documentary. I took the picture of the place, and the next day the building was demolished.
Wow.
Like, you know, so that building actually sparked a lot of memory in me, because I felt, and that's one of the issues we have here in Nigeria. It's one of the monuments actually we have here in Nigeria, but there were lots of tribal issues, and so it was demolished because of the family, you know. It's called the Ilojoba, Olaya Ilojoba. The building itself is a monument, and so the photographer...
Monuments we no longer have.
We no longer have, and that's one of the challenges.
So if you have that building right now, you're rich, because someday they will ask for the
I'm
image.
telling you, the building, like...
So you do have the image, actually.
Yeah, you do. Right?
I keep track of that one. The next image is from Raymond Balogun. The description says nature's mirror. That's simple.
Okay.
Ayo, what do you think about this one?
As the description or the title implies, nature's mirror. Okay, I can see, but I think I'm having a little bit of challenge with the image. As beautiful as it may seem, I can't seem to read it properly. I'm trying to understand, because that's one of the things your picture should do. Fine, it's good to have a very complicated, like, you know, you just try to have different designs in the picture, but also try to make your picture easy to read. I'm having issue reading what exactly is this thing about. Is this the sky? Is this the water level? So I'm having a little bit of challenge to read it. So I will have to actually look at it, study its depth before I can understand what the image is all about. But looking at it at a glance, I think it's a nice image. I think it's beautiful. But I feel, in my own opinion, there is issue with communication. The image is not communicating to me, so I'm having an issue reading it. I think that's just my own.
Now, that, I think it's a phone reflection, actually. There's a way you use your phone to reflect an image. Now, but I think, like Dayo said, I watched the one with Dayo. If you want to create a landscape, you should be very cautious and make sure it has a landscape shape. So you don't put a square image and title it a landscape, it will automatically defeat the purpose. So I think if you had added a bit of stretch to the image, maybe close up some gaps, because if you're trying to reflect something, now you can't eat your cake and have it like they say. So you either reflect it, let us wonder, or what is above. But you are showing the two at the same time, makes everything look
and it's actually defeating the purpose of when you have something natural. Reflecting, I understand the techniques behind it, but really, it's not real. Someone is not going to go there and achieve that kind of stuff until you use some of those artificial. You actually added the artificial tools, which is the reflect, maybe a phone or so. So I feel it's defeating the purpose of having something natural, which is one of the things we actually call for when it comes to Wiki Loves It. Let's have the natural feel
as
of all
possible.
these
So
things.
if you're going to shoot reflection, you want to watch the time when there is a natural reflection.
Yes.
Maybe like a wet floor.
Yes,
and
so
then
that you get to
so,
see.
and then when you're shooting at that time, your focus is on the floor to reflect the image. So you can't be reflecting something and you are still showing it.
All right, our next photo is from Hadaza's photo story group. And the description says beautiful highway views located in different states in Nigeria. Ayo, what do you think about this?
Okay, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Also, the description is one thing. I want to know where this is, because I want to even visit here. I want to know where this is. It's just any other highway, actually. But I love the way the leading lines. That's one of the things. I love the way it moves. There's the way you look at this picture. Your mind or your eyes just go through that, and you want to say, okay, what's up there? So I think and that's one of the things we encourage for Wiki Loves Earth too. You don't have to take pictures of anything. It doesn't have to be a monument or just something. It could just be your backyard and you can take pictures. So this is just a picture of an highway, but it's beautiful. So by and large, I think it's beautiful. I like this and I love the way the leading lines move. But I would have loved a proper description so that anybody can actually go there and then see what it looks like.
I think this is somewhere on going to
this natural water, this warm spring, Ikogosi warm spring,
Okay.
because you drive into a very narrow path that only one car could go at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I saw that my last visit to that to Ikogosi, I saw something like this. For me, I think the grain is quite saturated, but beautiful. It's a nice image, nice title, but I think the grain is quite saturated.
All right, the next one is from the same author, Hadaza Photo Story Group, and the description says, Ikogosi warm spring where hot water and cold water meets in Ikogosi, Ekiti State. So going by this and that picture being from the same person, I guess Olusegun was right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this one?
Now, okay, because if I have not been here, it will have been a different story. Where the water meets, okay, I think this is actually where it meets. This is actually where it meets. Still the same saturation issue. I actually would have expected to shoot from a different angle. I would have expected more angle of this shot. But this is not a bad composition. It's not a bad composition too. And because it's still landscape, it should have probably been it should have taken more width. You can tell more story by the side.
Ayo.
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's good. I've been to this place several times, and so seeing this picture, I think because the place really, it's not as if it's that exceptional like that. It's not really. So seeing this picture and seeing the beauty that still comes out of it, I think I appreciate the photographer there, because it was able. The place, I'm not saying it's a good place, but really you don't really have too much of activity like that there.
I think you tell a better story from the source. Because from where the water is coming out, it's not so beautiful a place. It's not been decorated like that, but you can tell better stories. But where the water meets, I think it flows.
Yeah.
So it flows and the water flows. So you step into the hot here and you step into the cold here.
But by and large, I think it's a good image. I love the colors. Some of the way the colors pop out. Like you want to look at it again. But I just feel the framing should have actually maybe more wider in a way.
I don't know why you said there's nothing exceptional in Ikogosi.
No, I'm not saying.
But for me,
I'm not saying
that's one place I've not been, and I'm dying
the
to
last
be
time
there.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But because I'm a storyteller, when I got there, I want a story. I want to attach a story, and then I'm getting okay. Tell me the story, and the story. I don't know if you know. There's no definite story about the place. You just one is okay.
They are not just telling it.
Yeah, there's no, because a place is not just about the beauty. You need to have a story so that when you capture images too, it affects the way you tell it.
That's what you should do. That's why we should do our own research.
Just stay with the hot and cold.
Do you know that even now they have a pool for the warm water?
Okay.
Like a normal swimming pool, very big swimming pool, but just the warm water, and it's so beautiful.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, our next image is from this one. I think it's I1 JZ. I don't know, but the description says a fisherman in a boat. Olusegun, what do you think?
Oh, beautiful. Well, like I said, number one, composition is wrong. It's saturated. A fisherman in a boat, he would have waited. This could have been anybody riding a boat, enjoying himself. So he would have waited to identify something that tells a story of fishing. Maybe while he was casting the nets or something. But this could have just been anybody.
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with a few more photos. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Plus TV Africa, and I still have the professional photographers in the house helping us analyze these photos that were submitted for the Wiki Loves Earth competition. And like I said, July 15th, we'll know who will be going home with 250,000 naira and other awesome prizes for the winners of the competition. Our next image is from Omo Eco Media. The description says Keno Peddlers in Makoko, Lagos State, Nigeria. Does this work?
Well, if you ask me, Omeko is my friend, so.
So you have to be very sincere.
But don't worry, this is, I have to say it now. Title for me also. I've been to the Saint where you find the canoe peddlers. So I think it would have looked for more canoes on the background to complement the story. If he had said a canoe peddler, fine. Maybe he will have just framed only one. Yeah, the grading is not bad. I like the dark. I like the dark into the light. Yeah, but by and large, maybe a little bit more width, but it's a good image actually.
Okay, Ayo.
Okay, I think we have two canoe peddlers there, so you can still justify having canoe peddlers. Like anything more than
you
one.
need to go to Morocco and you see canoes. So people who are used to the environment know that it has very busy.
But too many canoes can actually be busy, because I'm imagining having too many canoes in this kind of picture. You might not get the beats like that. Okay, the depth of field, so all of them go out of focus.
Of course, it's taking me a longer time to achieve that shot, though.
But I feel this is still kind of you don't have too many crowded canoes, and I think I still love the simplicity that comes with it. You know, this is a kind of picture you use for calendars, you use for some of this commercial stuff. So I think I love it. Especially the other canoe at the back. I love the way it comes into the composition. Image.
And for me, I like there's a male and a female. Okay, the next photo is also from Wikimedia, and the description says Eko Kata Bridge in Lagos State, Nigeria. What do you think, Ayo?
Okay, I think it's beautiful. It's purely landscape, and this picture has a lot of elements in it. You're seeing Lagos, you're seeing the Lagos highway, you're seeing the bridge. But that sky is a little bit, I think, saturated for me a little bit. I'm seeing too many blue. But I think, and I love the way, because the bridge, anytime you look at this picture, one of the things that will attract you is actually the bridge, where it's leading to. So I love the way they get to connect at that edge. So it makes it kind of interesting to look at. So for me, it's a good image.
All right, the next one is from Shola Sly. The description says Laughing Dove at National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos.
I'll just laugh.
Oh.
Is Dove laughing?
Ow.
Or is that like, well, maybe I need to research more and find out if that's a
I'm
type
guessing
of
it's a
dove.
beautiful composition, though.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there are some images that you find it very hard to critique. You won't even know where to start. But it's not bad. For this kind of image, for me, I don't know. But like I said earlier, title is one major challenge for a lot of people. There's a way you would have titled this story, we'll immediately get into what he is trying to say. Number one, if he wants to shoot this, we won't even know whether this bird is laughing.
That's because really, looking at the title,
Laughing from there.
Looking at the title, I'm actually expecting something, maybe excitement.
It has to be a close-up shot of a bird.
I'm expecting. So, but I think it's a nice image. It's just that the title actually lead me somewhere else.
Does not connect us to the image.
But
it's a beautiful composition.
Have you seen a bird laugh?
You can actually, yeah.
You've seen a bird laugh?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm sure they do.
All right. The next one is from Shola Sly again. It says, fishermen in search of fish in the Lagos Lagoon.
Oh.
Olusegun, what do you think?
This is beautiful. Green water is giving me a bit of challenge. But I love this. This is a drone composition. It's beautiful. Water is colorless. Water takes on the color of the sky, of whatever is above it. So if the sky at that moment was green, well, which I've never seen, unless in my dreams, but you know, a more natural, a more subtle water. But the editing of the boat is fantastic. My challenge is I like the framing, perfect.
Just the water.
Just the water.
Yeah, I think I will agree with him. The framing is, you know,
it's
the composition, the framing, having the canoe at the middle, at the exact middle.
Yeah.
You know, not like you trying to do a rule. You don't do a rule of thread, say, trying to put it say at that center makes all the water. It just like obeys. It's just like someone just, you know, bowing down to the canoe and say, okay, I'm ailing you. So because of that, that gives you a very, very, very interesting composition.
Beautiful, as in, I wish you could actually go back and tone and adjust the grain, make it more natural. Fantastic image.
All right, the next one is from Turi's Impressions. The description says, landscape view of a section of Usman Dam, Buhari. What do you think, Ayo?
It's good, it's beautiful, but I'm having challenge in trying to, I think I would love it a little bit wide. I'm having trying to see where those things, I'm trying to see what is exciting about it. It's a good image, you know, especially from the sea, though it's a little bit blue, saturated. But I'm having trying to see what's exciting about this image, what to take out from it. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of plain, but it's beautiful anyway. It's a good image. But I think next time you can just do something wide that shows, probably if this island there, maybe it's suspended, I don't know what it looks like. Maybe we can go a little bit towards this side, so we'll see where this is coming from.
It's not a bad image. I just think a bit of, I should start asking you very soon because we're now, when we hear landscape now, I should start asking you because when I hear landscape, the first thing I want to say is width, which when it's missing, I find it very difficult to critique. But then color grading is quite oversaturated.
Okay. The next one is from John Brainy Visuals, and the description says side view of lagoon front with a fallen tree in University of Lagos. What do you think about this, Olusegun?
Okay, like I said again, title is wrong. Now, if you're telling me side view of lagoon front, this place is called lagoon front because there's a lagoon. There's a lagoon there. Now, if you had shot this against the lagoon, it would have just been perfect. Anybody could read this to be a garden, a fallen tree in a beautiful garden or something. Yes, because it's called lagoon front, but it's called lagoon front because there's a lagoon there. So you would have shot this with the view of the lagoon. It will have, the story will have been perfect. Okay. But I like the dotted flowers in between. It's beautiful, actually.
Okay.
Yep. I think the image is beautiful. Especially the fallen tree. It just shows another aspect about the beautiful nature. The fallen tree actually fell, but it's still beautiful. It still find a way to add to the color of the full composition of the image. It's called a lagoon front because it's beside the lagoon. And if it had actually exposed for the lagoon, maybe the lagoon is just somewhere at the back.
No, it's just if it was on the other side, I've been here too. If it was on the other side, it would have taken a perfect image. Now,
but what's the best way you want to? If you add the lagoon to this now, you're having different chemistry. For me, I think I love this like this really. But what better name can you describe?
Can you use to describe it?
Because the place is called lagoon front.
For me, I'll just say a fallen tree in a beautiful garden.
But how will I know? Probably if I want to go and maybe I love this fallen tree and I want to go and visit them.
A fallen tree in a beautiful garden located at
University of Lagos
lagoon front.
Okay.
Okay. Then you need to pass English. All right, the last one is from I1JZ again, and the description simply says Third Mainland Bridge.
Oh.
Okay. I think today we did a lot of canoes.
But perhaps because it's raining.
Oh, okay.
And this week, people on the island might need some canoe.
Okay.
Once in a year, once in a year.
Especially on the island.
On the island, yeah.
So what do you think, Ayo?
Okay, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the canoe peddler. I love the way he handled the canoe. It shows kind of, there's what we call this X dimension. You have this X dimension in it. And I also love the way the picture also speaks to the urban area, in a way it shows the highway, it shows that people are actually, because you can tell a lot of story from this, a lot of story. This man is trying to do a lot of activity. People are moving on the highway, trying to still move. So everybody's just moving, a lot of activity. But I think I'm having issues with the water a little bit. There's some little bit of, I'm having this gradient kind of, but I think it's a nice image. I love the composition. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't like the composition. Now, Third Mainland Bridge is very long. So this could have been any bridge actually. What's it called? The pillars could have been any other bridge pillar. So if you say Third Mainland, once you mention Third Mainland, there are certain things I expect to see. I expect to see the long stretch, the curve, or something a little longer that shows that, oh, this is unmistakably Third Mainland. But color grading, well, not so bad. It can do better. I really don't see a need for the vignette at the
vignette.
The vignette is really not necessary. But by and large.
All right, thank you so much, Segun and Ayo, for being here. Without your professional input, we won't do this. Thank you. And I would say best of luck to all participants again, as we expect the winners to be announced on the 15th of July. My name is Elsie Godwin, saying thank you for watching and see you soon.